is the Girl Chat International podcast. Welcome to the Girl Chat International podcast, where we talk about modern day topics and aim to cultivate a safe and empowered community across the globe. I'm Aubrey, and this is my co-host, Hersyn. So here we are today. This is exciting. So we're going to start off, as we have been the last few episodes, where we want our listeners to get to know us. So the question that we have is, what is something you wish people knew about you?
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. So
All right.
Something that I wish people knew about me is that I truly am an empath at my core. Like, I have pure intentions. I go into friendships, relationships, work, literally in the moment. I've trained myself to be in the moment, and like, I want people to take my word for it. I feel their emotions. I feel the energy in the room, and I really want what's best for everyone. And I only say that because in today's society, everybody is so quick to just like not trust each other and think people are out here to like hurt them. And it's just, no, this is me, and I come from a good place. And also, I know there's that no new friends. No, I always love new friends. Be my friend. Like, I'm open.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I wish people knew about me. Like, be my friend.
I think, okay, before I give you my answer, I think,
Yeah,
like you said, no new friends, right? It's kind of dangerous when you be friends with someone who has no friends.
yeah.
It's like, there's a reason why they don't have friends, And until you become their friend for maybe a few months, that's when you realize, like, this is why they don't have friends. Because, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
So always be open, like you said, like to meet new friends, new people, new connections.
Yeah, if people have friends, it's probably a good sign that they genuinely treat people with respect and decency, right?
I agree.
Maybe that's a green flag.
Yeah, that's a green flag.
So, what's yours? What do you wish people knew about you?
What do I wish people knew about me? Is that, so I always get told that people think I'm too nice, I'm too kind, I'm too polite, but that's genuinely how I am. Like, that's how I was brought up, to be polite, to, like, that's sincerely how I am. Like, I really want to know you. This is how I talk, with respect. And yeah, so after getting to know me, people will be like, oh my God, you are actually that nice. Like, I think, like you said, people are just afraid to trust and to open their hearts, and maybe because of the experiences they've had with, the past, their past friendships, the betrayal and stuff like that. But I think you should give people a chance. And I think maybe you should believe that, some people are genuinely nice and they want good things for you, and they are just, polite and kind, and yeah. So that's something I wish people knew about me.
Agreed. I love that. And I think, and I know that's why we became friends, because we both, we don't do the whole no new friends. We're open, we're kind, and we connected. It was
and
easy.
We want the best for each other.
So. Yeah. And so the hope is, with our podcast community, is that it becomes one of those type of communities where everyone's really looking out for each other, wants the best. I look forward to when we have, Facebook groups and things, and people can give each other advice and support and meetups. I can't wait.
Actually, I like the new app Threads from Instagram. I think we can build a community there, because I don't know, this is just my opinion. I feel like Facebook is some sort dying, and also Twitter So
Twitter's really dying. Facebook, people use it for the groups, I would say. The Facebook
mhm.
groups are lit. There isn't a platform that can match it yet with the groups. But Threads, I like the positivity. Twitter's dying 100%, which stinks because I actually have a good following on Twitter, but it's dying. So
Oh,
I
I'm
gotta
so
start
sorry.
over. Dr.
Yeah.
Aubrey Daniels is my @ if you're still on Twitter, but you're probably not.
She's a doctor, everyone.
But tell me more about Threads. Tell me like what do you love about it most?
I think I love how like it's a safe space. You can say whatever you want. And for now, you don't get attacked for it. I mean, obviously, you don't say something so controversial. It's like you share your thoughts and, you just connect with strangers over there and they're like genuinely nice. It's like a safe space. And I like
love
it.
it.
Yeah. So I hope it remains like that and we don't see all those toxic politics, drama, like stay on Twitter, please.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this is our new safe social media. I mean, think about TikTok. It is not safe on TikTok. People are out for each other's necks on TikTok.
Yes. The comments. My God.
It's so mean.
It is. That's why I'm not
brutal.
I'm not public on TikTok. On my page, Desi Girls on a Roll, because like I can't stand people being mean. Like,
yeah, you don't want to be attacked. I get it. I really get it. I'm on TikTok too. I'm public on mine, but not that I'm like famous or anything on TikTok. But if you are looking for mental health content and dog content, maybe some sports, Aubrey Danny 14. That's me on TikTok.
We'll share the handles
Oh yeah, we'll do a post on
or
IG.
check out our Instagram for our handles.
Yes, our Instagram. And we'll make sure that we share it now and we'll also share it at the end of the episode. We're Girl Chat International, but it's abbreviated. So it's Girl Chat and then INTL. Girl Chat INTL. That's our Instagram handle. And honestly, follow it because it's a very positive place to be on Instagram. We post inspirational quotes. We post some of our reels that we've done on our other pages.
Our daily life.
It's a real space. Speaking of daily life, I'm loving the aesthetic of us right now. We're giving natural. It's giving no makeup. Loving the hoodie.
Thank you.
Full girl energy.
Yeah. It's because it's okay, so what time is it in the US right now where you are?
In the US it's 12:03
PM. It's 12:03 AM. It's midnight here in Malaysia. So I'm, in my cozy vibes, in my hoodies and
cozy girl era.
We are authentic here, authentic. Yeah.
Exactly. And then for me, I'm not doing a full face of makeup at noon. I am going natural hair. Did my skincare routine. It keeps me glowing. And that's about it. Like, we're natural here. We don't believe in, well, okay.
We love our makeup too.
We love our makeup, but we don't believe in the fake. But we'll be honest, if we have makeup on, we'll be like, ooh, we like our eyeshadow or whatever it is, but we're giving natural today, which we're here for.
Like, I need to be natural right now because I'm at home, so like I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also wearing foundation when you're not going anywhere, sometimes it's just like, oh, you're gonna clog your pores. At least that's how I'm thinking about it.
I think about it in a money perspective, like I'm wasting my money. Yeah, because I use the Fenty Beauty, so wait, what's the name? The Tint Blur Foundation by Miss Riri. So it's really good. But like kind of pricey in Malaysia. So like
I bet.
I just don't
Yeah.
simply use it for like no reason. Yeah.
No, you're smart, a smart woman with her money.
Thank you. I hope so. Yes. So
You're
let's
on
get
the
this
right path.
started.
Yeah, so as you've probably noticed, the title of this episode is It Goes Down in the DMs. And
A
so
lot of thing goes down there.
yeah, a lot
Yeah.
goes down in the DMs. And so today we're going to talk about social media and dating, which is a really broad topic. So we would love on our YouTube channel for you to give us some comments on anything that you want us to expand on today or anything we missed, because we know this is a topic that could be like 5 episodes. So this is just the beginning. So social media and dating. And before we dive into our own experiences, the DMs, I'm sure everyone listening right now has met someone or some couple that met in the DMs. It's just like a common thing of today's culture. And when we think of celebrities, Simone Biles, USA Olympian, gold medalist, superstar, she DM'd her now husband, football player, American football player, Jonathan Owens. Sarah Hyland tweeted Wells Adams, so Twitter, back when Twitter was like a vibe, about his new role on Bachelor in Paradise. He then DM'd her, and the rest is history. They're married. Nick Jonas DM'd Priyanka Chopra. Joe Jonas DM'd Sophie Turner. Ben Higgins, the Bachelor from a while ago, he DM'd his now wife. So these are all successful relationships that started in the DMs. Like, wow, we have the world at our fingertips, literally. So
we do.
Hersyn, tell me, what is your experience in the DMs?
Do you want the good or the bad?
All of it.
Okay. So as everyone, I've had relationships start from the DMs as well. The thing with me is I prefer my man international. So it's like, I mean, okay, I have nothing against dating apps, but I feel like I wouldn't get the man that I want on dating apps. You know what I mean? And being a Punjabi, it's hard to find a Punjabi man on dating apps here in Malaysia. So it's always like, you know, to find the brown boys, you got to go in the DMs. And I've always been the one, I think I'm kind of bold because I always like text, like I go in the DMs, I slide in the DMs and I'll be like, hey, you know, I'll request and then I'll be like, hey, thanks for accepting the request and like, thanks for the follow. And then they do continue the conversation. So that's how I've had relationships start from the DMs.
I love it.
Yeah.
Old woman, modern woman, sliding in the DMs.
Yeah. I think, what is there to lose? Like, shoot your shot. It's the 21st century.
Exactly. Okay. So you've had some success doing that. I've not had relationships that started in the DMs, but I would totally be open to it. If someone DM'd me and they seemed like it wasn't a scam profile, I would message back.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Especially in this technology crazed era that we're living in.
I feel amazing. It's the same. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, I think it's the same as dating apps. It's the same thing. It's an app. It's an app with humans in it. So it's like, you know, with Instagram, you get to see more genuine pictures. You know, you get to see stories as well of their daily life and quotes. So you can see sort of like what kind of person, you know, they are. And I prefer Instagram DMs. Or now we have threads. You never know.
Yeah. So threads, like, tell me, what do you think? How how can people use threads for dating from your perspective? Because you've been in it a little bit more than me.
I've been on the app all day. I think it's just nice. Like you don't see, you just read words and like quotes and like it feels safe, you know. There's no DMs. You don't need to like, you know, be like, oh, I gotta check my DMs or like, yeah.
Mhm.
So I think, you know, if I share my thoughts or like I, you know, repost something, and if a man wants to, you know, feel free to agree with me or disagree with me, we can start a conversation from there, like from your opinions or like, yeah. And I think from there, and then because Threads is connected to Instagram,
Right.
so he can just follow me on Instagram and then we can start in the DMs. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It's interconnected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is making sense. I love that. I really do, because essentially, as I'm looking at it right now, yeah, your
Mm-hmm.
conversations are starting more on like a forum, and I love that unlike Reddit, it's public. Like everyone
Mm-hmm.
knows who everyone is technically if you use your photo. And you could
Yeah.
literally be having a conversation with 20 other people and then you connect with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, then bring it to Instagram DMs. I love it. And you know what? Since these conversations are a little bit more peaceful and open, I think this could lead to some really healthy relationships.
Yeah. Because personally, for me, I share my thoughts on
Mhm.
Threads and also, you know, like any reposts that I agree on like science or mental health or, you know, and, you know, if you agree with me, then feel free to start the conversation.
Mhm.
I mean, reply on Threads. And then if we want to talk more, you can always slide into my DMs.
Yeah, look
So,
at this. So you're
yeah,
open.
I'm
Everyone
giving a free
listening,
invitation
slide
now.
slide
To
into
anyone
those DMs.
because it's connected to your Instagram. It's
Mhm.
easy. You don't need to be
Right.
like, you know, on Twitter. I don't know, like, I'm not on Twitter, but I don't
Mhm.
think like it's up to you if you want to put your Instagram there, right? Like your on
Right.
your bio.
It's not
But
connected now.
on Trades, it's there. So it's
Mhm.
easy access.
Mhm.
Everything's
Mhm.
easy these days. That's why I say if he wanted to, he would. You know what I mean? If
Mm.
she wanted to, she would. So
Mhm. It's a struggle out here too. It's like, from my perspective, sometimes this easy access is what gets people in trouble,
yes.
because they realize, oh, wow, I really enjoy this conversation that I'm having with this woman. She's successful, she's sweet, she's pretty, whatever. And then these guys also have other pretty women also in
Let's
their
talk about it.
DMs. And then they have a hard time choosing. And, they call it analysis. No, not analysis paralysis, but kind of similar to that. If we have too many options as humans, we freeze sometimes, or we just make bad decisions. We act on impulse and we do the wrong thing. And so, like, you could have the love of your life in your
Mm,
DM and you have so many options that you mess up because
yep.
there's too much and you can't. We weren't meant to have like 50 options for a partner. We were meant
Yeah.
to really narrow it down and focus, because how do you build a relationship if you're talking to a ton of people? You don't. And that's what people mess up.
Yeah.
And it's hurtful too. So think about it. I mean, I've had men, um, they would be talking to me. We would even go on dates, and they would say that I was the only one they were talking to, but it's not true. I end up finding out down the line. And it turns out like they had all these other people. And honestly, that's actually hurtful, because then you're like, wait, so everything's kind of built on a lie because you told me I was the only one. But then
Mm-hmm.
I find out down the line, like, no, I'm not, or I was not. And that's hurtful. And then that causes a rupture. What do you think about that?
I think you should not believe when someone says that you're the only one. Like, because you're not.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the hard thing I learned. Like, you're not the only one men are talking to. So why should women only settle and wait for that one guy? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in a relationship, then of course, for the loyalty,
Yeah.
you respect one
And I
another.
guess that's how we would know that we were the only one, is if they like wanted to not jump into the relationship, because that's a red flag, but like if they do want to make it exclusive, if you have that exclusivity talk, that's probably a better sign that you're the only one versus them just saying
I also
you're
think
it.
I also
Go
think
ahead.
it's scary because like now we have the close friends option on Instagram and liking your stories. So that can be your man, but he can be liking someone else's stories. I have men who have girlfriends liking my stories, and I'm on their close friends. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
I know what you mean. And it's
that's disgusting.
yeah, because if it was me, okay, so if I was dating someone, like they were my boyfriend and they were liking other girls' beautiful photos in the stories, that's okay. One of the terms that we use for that is dropping the hanky. Like back in the day, the olden days,
Yes,
women would drop the hanky so the men would like pick it up, and that was like their sign. So when people like those IG posts or stories, that's dropping the hanky, like I'm available, come in my DMs. And it usually does start something. So that is disrespectful
I
and
feel
not
like
okay.
I feel like you're a man. You should start the conversation. You know what I mean? I still think that the man should pursue us. And because men who don't like, I mean, to all the men who don't like to text first, like, what's your favorite lip gloss? Tell me, because I want to know.
Yeah, a
You
lot
know
of guys,
what I'm
they're like kind
saying?
of in their princess era.
Oh my God, so many sassy princesses around. Like, dude, please be in your masculine energy, like
Yeah.
in your provider mindset. So
I know. And I'm sure some men are listening right now and they're like getting mad at us for saying this. But, we're just talking, we're speaking from our experience, okay? This is
yeah, and
our
if
experience.
I think if you're a good man and you're not like that, you wouldn't get mad, because that's not
Dang.
you. I'm not saying everyone's like, I'm not generalizing. I'm
No.
just saying majority.
And I have two things to add to that. Like I always say, my brother, he's a really good guy. He respects women. He makes those moves. He's in a committed relationship. He doesn't cheat. Like he's awesome. So I always look to my brother, and that's something my family, we always say, okay, when you're dating, like think, is this something he would do? Because if it's not, then like, okay, that's probably a yellow flag, red flag, because he does all the right things when it comes to treating women right. So I always think about that. And then I think, okay, if my brother is one of the good guys, there's like a million good guys out there. I just have to find them.
They are.
And actually, I've gone on dates with some really good men. It just didn't work out. So, okay, we take those little, because I'm trying to like encourage some of the women out there to think about it. We all know some good men, some really good men.
Yes.
Whether they're in our age group or older. So we know they exist. It's just a matter of finding them. And I think my thought process on relationships is if it takes time, that means that you're going to end up with the right scenario. Very rarely do people who just settle for the first person who gave them attention, very rarely does that turn into a beautiful marriage or beautiful long-term partnership. It takes, they say you have to kiss a lot of frogs to get to the right person, the right prince for us, princess for others. And I really believe it. So all this time of dating and getting to know people, it's okay that it takes a long time. It's okay that it's not your first man or your second, third, fourth. Just keep going. And then my other point there was that I also know that a trending topic these days is that women are doing some of these shady things too. I know that's the counter argument. And yeah, I mean, duh. But I don't think that has to be the argument that people make to us. In general, humans are going to be shady, I think, and that's what people have to recognize. I mean, think about it. I've been in relationships with men, and women know that, and they still slide in that guy's DM or text him or try to send him scandalous messages. Okay, I guess humans are just kind of out to get theirs, right? Which is scary. Not every human is going to be well-intentioned, but I guess our goal is to find, with partners, finding someone who matches us. So, Hersyn, you're very well-intentioned. When you put yourself out there, you're looking for monogamy, partnership, love. You give a lot of empathy, you're kind, and you're looking for that in return. And you're pure in your intention. And what you've found sometimes is they're not.
Yeah.
But you do such a good job. And I look up to you in this regard. When they are rude, you say something right away. But guess what? You doing that's going to lead to you finding the right man. But anyway, keep going. You can add now.
I think it's like the older you get, the easier it is to just be direct and be like, hey, I like you. Do you have someone on your radar? Do you have a partner? Do you like me too? And or sometimes I find out they actually have a partner. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not really your fault though, because they were not upfront about it. You found out on your own. They were sliding in and flirting as if they were a single free man. So I would say in that circumstance, you were the one with the pure intention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, after finding out, I'll be like, hey, have a great night with your girl. I hope you take her out this weekend, stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? And then they'll be like, oh my God.
You take her out.
I have a girl. And I'm like, yeah, like, I know. And then they'll be like, yeah, actually, I have a girl. And I'm like, dude, like, you could have told me this from the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I know it's not right to talk to other girls, while being in a relationship. But sometimes you get bored and maybe you just want to talk as friends or what. I don't know. But I feel like if you have a partner, you should state from the beginning.
Yes.
If you want to be friends and you just state that I have a girlfriend, but I'm here to build connections, to be friends. I'll be okay with that because we have boundaries, just talk as friends and stuff like that. It'll be weird for me to find out you have a girlfriend and then.
Yeah. And that's the difference. If like from right away, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend, but I want friends.
Yeah.
Maybe they want friends of the same cultural background. Okay, cool. And it's super platonic. But when they lie about it, that's red flag. And
I feel like if you don't want to talk, you can just say, you know what I mean? Like that's another thing I be direct about. Like don't respect people's time. Like don't keep them waiting for you. I know we are not entitled to anyone's time and stuff like that. But like, if you don't want to talk, just tell. Don't take 3 4 hours to reply someone, and then you can be posting on Instagram stories and posting posts on your feed and stuff like that. Like, don't keep someone waiting, especially someone who has seen a potential with you when you're the one who started the conversation first.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
That's
bit weird.
almost
So I'm like, I just tell, like, I don't like
yes.
you wasting my time. You should learn how to respect someone's time. And toodles. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? To me, that almost feels like when people do that, well, it's breadcrumbing. They're interested
But
to a
then they're
certain
not.
extent. Right. It's like they're interested, but they're not. They're kind of feeling out their options. And this brings us back to that whole thing of people like to have options. And I'm not saying that's right, because if you just have options for your whole life, will you ever make a choice if you just have options? I don't think so. I think people need to learn the science and the art and science of narrowing it down and just choosing love.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
think we shouldn't shame people who don't want love. Like some people just want to hook up, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Just be
Right.
just communicate and tell.
That's the important thing. Everyone should be honest before anything goes too far, before an attachment. Because
Yeah.
if I meet someone and they tell me I'm not looking for a relationship right now, oh, good, now I know. Or if someone says, yeah, I'm just hooking up, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually looking for my life partner. Cool, now we know that we're not aligned.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Like, good for you. Good for me that I want to find my husband. We could split ways. No, I agree with you. There's no shame in the game as long as you're honest. And I think that's where humans are getting scorned, is that the other person isn't being honest with them. So then it leaves them kind of like in the shadows.
Like, what are we?
Wondering.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Am I in your options or... Yeah. So that's why I get a little pissed, and I'm like, what do you want? Like, right. I just ask them directly, because I can't be bothered to, wait for someone the whole day and like, yeah.
I agree with you there. I hear you. So Hersyn, I know you have a good little nugget for us when it comes to options and IG as a facade. So go right ahead.
Oh my God. I wanted to say IG is a facade. Did you read my mind?
I guess so.
Okay. So I wanted to say that IG is a facade. It's not reality. It's aesthetic. Whatever you see people post there, like those bodies or like, Facetune apps and stuff like that. Okay. Of course, many of us are genuine there and stuff like that, but we do edit our pictures. And I feel like, to go back to the topic where we have too many options, I think to narrow it down, you see a model on Instagram, but maybe, she's from UK or the Europe and you're from America. Do you really think you're going to meet her? Or like, right. Yeah, like, okay, you start the conversation and things are going great, but are you really gonna, carry it forward? Will it really work? So I think we got to think about that, right? And to come in reality and to know that if you really want something, you should be with a person who is, somewhere around you or somewhere around the country that you're going to move to. So you should get in person and in reality.
Because sorry, go ahead.
No, I just feel like we shouldn't waste our time.
Yeah, so you don't want us to waste our time. And essentially what people are posting on Instagram is their highlight reel. It's not their day-to-day. It's not work being really burnt, like a burnout zone. It's them being really happy all the time and feeling content in who they are. So get in person and get to know the real them. Get to see each other vulnerable, happy, angry, sad, crying. It's so important. So
Yeah.
now, ending on that note, we are going to end with some affirmations. So Hersyn, go right ahead with your affirmation of the day.
So we always end with affirmations. So today, the affirmations that I have are: the love I give is the love that I receive. So putting it out to the universe that the love that I give people will be the love that I receive in return.
That's beautiful.
And I am welcoming in a bold, healed, empowered love. So I am welcoming in a bold, healed, empowered love. And lastly, I deserve a healthy relationship. Because, everyone wants healthy.
Yes, everyone wants healthy.
In our healed girl era.
Amen to that. I'm here for it. Well, that was a beautiful way to end the pod. So thank you everyone for listening. We would love to hear your comments and feedback on this episode and future episodes, any areas in dating that you want us to cover, and just general life. We love you and we thank you for listening, and thank you for joining our community. This is just the beginning. Only up from here. Peace, love, and have a wonderful rest of the day. We're here with you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram at Girl Chat International. That's Girl Chat INTL on Instagram. If you want to follow some of Hersyn's content, follow Daisy Girls on a Roll, and follow Aubrey's content on truthfully.yours.blog. See you all soon on our next episode.